Stay the fuck out of nigga lane. Hey, don't swear, hey, don't swear. Bush lane.
All right. Here we go. No Games, Just Business podcast, episode 17, fellas. 17. It's crazy. I'm Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmie. What's up, Jimmie? How you feeling? How you living, cuz?
Feeling good, cuz. I'm living good, cuz. Just got done with a hoop session, a smooth one. Now it's time to get into this debate session with the fellas. Let's get it popping. What's good with you, Don? You all right?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Where you been hooping at, man?
Man, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Today I hoop with the old man. Get my cardio back up. But, after that I might have to hoop with the ISO guys. You know how this era do. They always want to step back. But you know how it go. Y'all ready? What's up?
Hey, yeah.
Don, you be hooping?
Yeah, man. I was gonna say he didn't let them old men kill him out there, did he?
Oh man, you was out there getting cooked up, Jimmie?
Never that. And the young ones, sometimes the big, the old ones, they be strong with it. You gotta go in there with some intensity, with some passion.
Right.
So, don't underestimate them old motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you can never underestimate the old head, man.
Never.
What we got on the agenda today?
Man, we got a little bit of everything regarding football, and we are almost there. We are almost playoff time. The time is here. We're going to talk off the dome, off the heezy. Yes, we're going to talk about what's right and what's wrong with these teams in the playoff hunt. There's a lot of teams that are right there. There's a lot of games that really, really matter. One that's going on today. Yes, New England. Yes. And from there, we will go to Baker Mayfield, a guy who's been proving a lot of people wrong, back since high school and college days, Heisman, this, that, and the third. He came in after being with the team for 2 days, the L.A. Rams, and he did his thing. He shocked a lot of us, and he got the dub, and we will project where he will go next year based off of what he's done. Do we think he is a worthy QB, starting QB, in today's game? And from there, we will segue into this guy named Sean. I always talk about the real Sean, please standing up. But this Sean, how could I forget? This guy's been stood up a long time ago. And he's looking to stand up yet again. And he might go over to the AFC and try to challenge Joe Burrow, the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes. And we'll see where we think he will go, coach, next year, break it down, chop it down, and from there we'll go NFC South. It gets real dirty in the South sometimes. And I know because you're an Atlanta fan, man. And I'm just guilty by association with Tom Brady being over there with the Bucks. We will chop that division down, and we will see what the playoff implications look like there. What will it take for the Bucks to make it, and where will the South lay out when it comes to being the least, the new NFC least? From there, we will segue to bees and wannabes. Some motherfuckers are going to be somebody or not. We're going to see what it is next year. Will they sustain their performance this year, or will they fall off? You're going to fall off a cliff, or you're going to elevate, stay doing your thing. We'll lay it out. We'll try to predict it. This guy over here, Don, is a prediction god. So we'll see. I'm really interested to see what he got to say.
He ain't look too good this week.
Hey, I still had a winning record. I'm like 8-4 or something like that. 8-6, something. It wasn't too amazing, but it was all right.
Yeah, you ain't seen with your chest this week as much. Anywho, we will close it out with, the pick'ems. The ones you just were speaking on. The ones you wasn't really saying it with your chest about. I'm feeling okay this week. Feeling better this week. But we'll see how the pick'ems go. Yeah, right? Let's get it.
And remember, like, share, subscribe, and let's get to it. All right, off the dome. So I will start it off with my first team, and I got the Jets. So the good thing about this team is their defense. And obviously we know they're a top-notch defense. I've said it multiple times that this defense is a championship caliber defense so far. They've shown it numerous times this year. But I want to point out one point. Everyone talks about that secondary, Sauce Gardner, but I want to give a shout out to the front seven, that defensive pressure, that defensive line that's getting after it time after time They're 7th in sacks this year, and they're 8th in interceptions. So we are going to, we're going to give the defensive backs their flowers as well. But the issue, obviously, we all know the issue is the offense. They're ranked 29th in third down conversions. 29th in third down conversions. Come on, Jets. You got to find a way to play better offense. Their bottom half offense in total yards. And in the last 4 games, they only lost by a touchdown. So just imagine if that offense played a little better, this team would have won some of those games because their defense is capable of stopping damn near anybody in this league.
Correct.
So that's my first team. Don, what you got?
My first team is the Jets also. I mean, similar to the same stuff that you have, but for like one of the pros I got for them, I got the defense, of course, is legit, but I also got Mike White. I mean, Mike White been playing like a top 10 to 15 quarterback this year. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he came in there, and Zach Wilson don't look like he getting that job back no time soon. I mean, my only issue with the Jets is their schedule, honestly, because I mean they're honestly they're I watched them. You can't really judge them off of this last week game because of the Bills. That was a bad weather game. But they played against the Vikings. They was moving the ball up and down the field constantly with no issue. And I get it's the Vikings defense.
Vikings defense, yeah.
Vikings don't know what defense is. But, I mean, Mike White, since he's came in there, he's been seeming like he can get the job done. I mean, they got those super hot Lions coming in now. Then they got the Jags, who look like they trying to make a run for their division, and then you got the Seahawks and Dolphins. I don't know, man. I just find it's gonna be hard for them to get in. If they do get in, hey, they'll had earned it. I say that because the teams they got coming up all are playing well. The Lions and Jags are playing at a good level right now. I can't say the same for the Seahawks and Dolphins. But yeah, that's one I got right there.
I'm just going to have to end it off with the Jets here because, I mean, off my dome, I believe it's the musical chairs going on. And the musical chairs is smooth if you have a proven mind back there. But we're still trying to see. I love the coach. You know what I'm saying? We're still trying to see what's up. You talking about Joe Flacco? I'm not banking on him. I'm not banking on Wilson. I'm not banking on White either. I'm sorry. It's a small sample size. He looks good. I love the tough grit that he plays with. He's willing to step up in the pocket and take a hit religiously. We're talking about from a Bills defense that, is proving something. The Vikings, yes, you're right, they're not much, but the Bills are. And the Bills, the weather you can say played a role, but the Jets, the musical chairs is the biggest problem, I believe, for that team. And then from there, I'm going to go to the balance attack. That's the biggest thing I believe is working for the squad. They're able to establish a run. They're able to stop the run. They're able to push the ball downfield with some sort of a threat. It's not like you're just gonna play everything short, keep everything in front of you. That's not a strategy that can necessarily work when you have the weapons there to exploit a lot of different schemes. So the balance attack and the musical chairs for me is what it is with the Jets. And from there I'll stay in the same division. The hardest division, we're talking about the Miami Dolphins right here, yo. And this team is in the hunt, but no run game. You know how I feel about the run game in the postseason. This team can't really establish a run. You're talking about a mentality in which McDaniels did change. He went from 8 rushes last week to 19 this week. So I love the progression in attempts at least, but I need you to establish it in a way that your predecessor did. Who was he? Kyle Shanahan? You remember him? Kyle Shanahan. He comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree. He needs the reason why Kyle Shanahan is so great is because he's balanced in his attack. He's able to run the ball. He's able to pass the ball. He's able to do a little bit, or a lot with a little bit of potential there. We're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. We're talking about this guy Purdy. Oh my God! Like, we are so high on them, not just because of the weapons, but because of the mind behind the weapons. And the McDaniels can do that with the Dolphins. These elite weapons on another level. Tyreek Hills, the Waddles. You can just sprinkle in a little bit more here and there. Get Gesicki involved. I had him on my fantasy. I'm like, what the heck? Yo, get this guy involved. His numbers are not what they need to be. the Dolphins, as far as the positive, it's the style. The style for me it's a pro and a con. We're talking about not being able to run the ball. That's a part of their style. But what they are able to do is it's very hard to match. Only the creme de la creme can match them at their best, the Dolphins at the best. So you got the no run game, and you're talking about them at their best. It's hard to equate. You're talking about Joe Burrows, the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen's, in order to get on that level of offense, of explosiveness. Good, the bad, the ugly. Who's next?
Yeah, I'm a piggyback off that. I am gonna get into the Dolphins. What I will say is, you said a perfect example, in which I said last week is I don't believe in the Dolphins when they have to run the football 20 times a game. I said that last week, and I think you just kind of proved my point right there. But before we continue with the Dolphins, I want to get back to those Jets. Just quick, fast. First, I believe his name is Zadavian Knight or Zadarius Knight, something in that nature. Their rookie running back. I believe he's a rookie.
I think it's
I don't know.
It's Zonovan Knight.
Zonovan Knight. So I apologize, Zonovan. I don't want to butcher your name here, but Zonovan Knight has over 200 total offensive yards, rushing and receiving. He's averaging over 5.5 yards per carry, and he's averaging about 7 yards per receiving yards. So they need to get this guy to football more in this offense. And I think Robert Saleh said he's definitely going to keep incorporating him in this offense. So that is a plus right there for them. So that might help them there. Now I want to get to Don. Don, we're going to have a lot of bones to pick tonight. I just feel it. So you believe in Mike White, because I believe Mike White got hurt. So you think if Mike White comes back, this team can get into the playoffs? And if they don't have Mike White, because you think he's at least solid enough to get them to the playoffs?
Yes, I will. I say this. I don't know if they will make it because, like I told y'all, the schedule. But Mike White is not their problem on the offense. Like, he's way better than what Zach Wilson is. He has a connection with Garrett Wilson. I mean, the offense just looks way better with him at QB. So, I mean, yeah, I would say if it's so hard to predict like what the Lions and Jags are going to do, but they could beat these teams. And we just saw Mike White before this past weekend. He was putting up 300 yards back-to-back games. So it's not hard to believe that he could do it.
So you think Mike White is able to get them into the playoffs, but not lead them to the promised land?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I don't think he's like that now. Like,
okay. I could accept that. I
just think he's a better option than Zach Wilson.
For sure.
I can agree with that. It looks like Zach Wilson will be playing for another team next year. Who knows? But I am going to get into them Dolphins because they aren't a lock. They aren't a lock into the playoffs right now. I mean, they're in the playoffs if the playoffs started today, but they're not a lock. The good, come on now, they got the best duo in football, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Come on now, you got the top. They're both top 7 in receiving yards. That high-powered passing attack is what it is. We already saw what they can do when they're hot. But the bad. The consistency on the defense. The holes in the secondary. Keenan Allen was destroying them last night in that defense. He just kept getting open. So if defenses continue to play that zone defense that they've been playing the last 2 weeks against Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill to slow them down, this team is going to be in trouble. Because when the passing attack isn't hot, they struggle really bad. And Tua hasn't played that well in the last 2 weeks. And again, we said it was all on Tua this year because he has the weapons. But it's a little bit of everything right now. It's a little bit of a scheme. It's a little bit of Tua. It's a little bit of that defense. And that was my choice last week of, if I'm a fan base, I'd be scared if my team's in the playoffs and I'm the Dolphins. So they got to get it together.
I don't have the Dolphins, but I can do a quick little brief on them because I'm always down to talk some mess about Tua and the Dolphins. Um, Basically, I mean, I think we've seen a formula to beat the Dolphins these last 2 weeks. Press their wide receivers, knock them off their route, be physical with them, and then still play too high over so Tyreek and Waddle ain't blowing by you. Because, I mean, last night, Tua had 25 yards in the first half. Like,
Yeah, it's
that was
crazy.
ridiculous. And I mean, his completion rate was bad. His QBR was bad. Everything was just bad, and all that told me was when you don't let him dink and dunk, he not gonna be one of those guys that people are saying is up there like he's like that. So I don't know what pro you can say because, like you said, the defense is bad. The offense, yeah, it could go off, but it don't take but one team to show you how to beat a team, and then now everybody gonna start copying it to try to see if they can create that same formula for themselves. So only thing I can say is they're at the number 6 spot. That's probably a pro for them, but that's all I got for them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. So who was your team?
I did two of them. I had the Jets and the Patriots. Honestly, the only pro I got for the Patriots is defense looks good most times. Other times they can be a little leaky, and the cons offense, Mac Jones, offensive coordinator, just that whole side of the ball. They have no good skill players. Nobody puts fear in your heart. They don't throw the ball deep. It's the same thing as the Dolphins offense, but the Dolphins actually have skill players that actually beat you when they do dinking and dunking. Patriots don't have like nobody, and Mac Jones, like, can you really count on him? Like, I'm not putting my faith in Mac Jones, so that's who I got. I mean, if I had to guess, they probably not gonna make the playoffs.
After that, I have to speak. Now, when it comes to my New England Patriots, man, it's a very sour taste in my mouth right now. We are playing right now. I should be happy, for progression,
Tied up.
optimistic. I should be optimistic. But no, that offense, you're being very nice there. Okay, that offense is mediocre at best. That's just trash. Like Mac Jones, the defense is so great. Yes. But yes, you spoke on outside weapons. The outside weapons have gotten better over the last 3 years. We should see progression in the offense this year. The run game is nice, but you can't expect the run game to be what it was last year when we were not creme de la creme, but we were up there when it comes to rushing attack and dynamic duo. Harris being hurt, Damian Harris being hurt most of the year really plays a big factor in that. But we still have opportunity. And the biggest difference between us and the Dolphins, I believe, is that man, Bill Belichick. Yes, Big Bill Belichick. And obviously the offensive line. So I believe Mac Jones has more time. Tua has more built-in excuses. An improving coach that I will speak on later. McDaniels, yes, I'm going to speak on you. And Bill Belichick. There's a big gap in that. And because of that, I believe we will have an opportunity, and it'll come down to the last game of the season. You're talking about the Dolphins, and I believe we played the Dolphins the last game of the season, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I
But
think.
anyway,
Go ahead.
we played the Dolphins. Yeah. So anyway, the Dolphins play someone the last game of the season. I believe it's within our division.
The
I'll have to
Jets.
check up
They
on
play the Jets.
Okay. And that game will determine who is getting in and out of that AFC East. Patriots, you know who we are, but where we going, I'm not really sure.
Now, before I piggyback off the Patriots as well, was that your team as well, Jimmie?
Oh yeah, I ran it down because I believe all these teams have, like the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots, obviously have a great chance of being making it there in the hunt, and the Chargers are there already. So
Wow,
those are my
that's
four teams.
crazy. because those are my three AFC teams as well. And I'm just now realizing that all three of those teams are in the same division. And because I just happen to just choose them because of the simple fact of the way that it's set up, that two of these teams may make it. And another one is the Patriots for me. I can't agree with Don on this one because I personally think that defense is top tier. I think they have a great secondary. I think they have a great front seven that can stop the run on damn near anybody. No one's running the ball on them. But the bad is that offense. And it's Mac Jones' dink and dunk offense that isn't working. It's not the same as Tom Brady. He doesn't lead. He can't lead you 90 yards down the field to score a touchdown. When the game is on the line, I can't count on Mac Jones to get me to the promised land. And that's the issue. And also, they don't have any talent. But they can run the football. They can run the football pretty well. But when you're down in games, running the football isn't going to do anything. It's not going to affect the game. So I think we all can agree that the offense is the issue for the Patriots, and let's just keep moving forward.
The only team that I will throw in really quick on the AFC side, I'm not giving them a pass. The Chargers. Y'all might have everybody else fooled, but because of what they did last night, I am not sold on the Chargers. They like run hot and cold. They do something good and then they turn around and do something bad. So I can't just sit here and just act like, oh, these other teams are the only ones with flaws and the Chargers are definitely going to get in. Like I told y'all, I know I'm not sure Herbert is a winning quarterback, but we're going to find out. But that's all I got to say about him, man.
Boy, remember you said that. You remember about an hour. We're going to talk about this again. Anywho,
Let's get on to the NFC South.
Oh yeah. Off the dome. Cuz what's up? Who's your teams?
My first team is the Detroit Lions. They have a solid foundation offensively. Jared Goff is on pace to, have another career, get close to his career year so far. The offense is high powered. I mean, they got Jameson Williams back. They have Clark playing well. We already know Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he eventually will be a top 15 receiver in this league at some point. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. Who knows? And they can score, passing, rushing. I mean, dynamic duo with Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift, but Jamal Williams is kind of taking that backfield over a little bit more. But we all know the defense is piss poor. Good thing is that lately they've been playing a lot better. The last two games, they're on a nice little win streak. But the schedule is kind of in their favor. They can win some of these games. They got the Jets, Carolina, Chicago, and Green Bay. They can sneak into the playoffs with maybe – the only thing is getting into the playoffs. I mean, you're playing in NFC, so you can sneak into the playoffs with like 8, maybe 9 wins, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I don't know if they'll really get into the playoffs. They're going to have to probably win out in order to solidify a playoff spot. And the only team I could see them possibly losing to is the Jets. But if they start scoring points on it, only because the Jets' defense is good. Only thing is if they put up a quick 25, if they score 25 points on the Jets, they're gonna win. Because I can't see Mike White or Joe Flacco leading that Jets offense to outscoring them. So yeah. So I don't know. They got to win out in order for them to make the playoffs. But they got a solid foundation. I like it.
I got the Lions also. I mean, they won 5 of their last 6 games. They should have beat the Bills on Thanksgiving. And like you said, their schedule is not tough. Like I think they're gonna win at least 3 out of those 4. And the teams basically that's in the hunt right now or in the playoffs. The Commanders and Giants have to play each other this weekend. Somebody's going to lose unless they tie again, which I hope not. So that's going to be somebody getting knocked down again. Then you have who's at that fifth? Well, we're not talking about the fifth seed. Dallas got that locked up. So basically, now you're just talking about Commanders, Giants, Seahawks, and Lions. I can tell you right now, Seahawks aren't going to make it with that schedule that they got coming up. So now you're talking about the Lions and the Packers. Who would you have more faith in right now? I already know who Jimmie going to say. So, I mean, so
Wait over the back.
it's like that. I have to go to the Lions because over the past couple of years, a team that is 6-7 does make it to the playoffs. That's been the last couple of years. So this team is 6-7. I think they squeak in probably the 6th seed.
Oof. Yeah, I think if they sneak into the playoffs, right? They're the 6th seed. That means they got to play the number 2 seed.
No, they would play the number 3 seed.
Number 3 seed.
That
So
would
let's
be
see what
the,
the number 3 49ers. Do you think without Debo?
Well, it depends on if the Vikings might lose again because they ain't to be trusted.
If they have to play the Vikings for a third time, I think they could beat the Vikings for a third time.
Exactly.
It's 1-1. I think that they could beat the Vikings for a third time.
Now the
and get to the second
49ers,
round of the
I'm not
playoffs.
giving them a chance, but Vikings, yes.
Very sneaky. Very sneaky. And since you hinted at it, I'm going to go ahead and speak on that bad man, or whatever they call him nowadays, Mr. Aaron freaking Rodgers. Now, with Aaron Rodgers, I believe that is the biggest flaw or the biggest problem at this point in the year for the Green Bay Packers. Yes, their best player is their biggest issue because he is not their best player when it comes to postseason play. You cannot rely on that same Aaron Rodgers to elevate his team or his performance in the postseason. When it starts getting cold, he starts declining. And they still have not chosen to hand that ball off in the running game and show me that they are committed to it. When you make a commitment, I believe that your team is able to invest or just fight in a different manner. But when you feel as a coaching staff that you're unstable with your approach to the game, it doesn't matter who you are, the bad man, old man, new man, it's going to affect how you play. Aaron Rodgers has never been, in my eyes, on the same page with LaFleur. It seems very hectic, their relationship. And because of that, I believe these Packers have more to look forward to next year than this year. And that's because Aaron Rodgers may be moved, and Jordan Love, they feel more confident with this year as opposed to last. Packers, I don't believe they're making the playoffs. I believe it's very important for us to narrow in on this Commanders-Giants tie. In this Commanders-Giants game, again, they play each other. And with two teams in the hunt playing each other, the playoff implications can't be more swayed within this matchup coming up. And I believe the Commanders have a great or a roster that's more complete than the Giants, but the Giants have the top-end talent that I trust. And with that being said, I believe Saquon will get it done. He will remind us who he is. And those Giants will be coming as the third team out the NFC. Used to be least, not a powerhouse. Giants. Please
Hold on, Darius. I heard a whole bunch of just like what Stephen A. say, dribble. I heard a whole bunch of just dribble just now. I mean, what?
Wow.
Like,
What's the issue?
bro, the Giants still have to play the Eagles again. That's a guaranteed loss. Unless the Eagles decide to sit their starters, that's the only way the Giants are beating them. They still have to play the Commanders. I don't know who the other two teams that they have, but the Giants have peaked already. They're on the decline. Their schemes aren't getting the wide receivers open. They don't have any good skill players. Like, teams have caught on to what they're trying to do, and they're loading the box on Saquon. I don't know the last time Saquon had a big game, to be honest with you. Yeah. So me personally, I can't push them forward. Now, as far as, like, I hear what you said about Aaron Rodgers. I can't deny it. But who would you rather have Aaron Rodgers over Geno, Goff, Heineke, Daniel Jones? I'd take him over any of them before any of them.
If he was on another team, yes, I think he needs a fresh start.
But he's gonna be there because they're gonna owe him 60. I think it's like a 60 million cap hit next year, I believe, or he's owed 60 million.
Right. So it would make no sense financially for them to move him. But my point is it would make no sense for them to depend on him. And if your best player is your biggest liability come postseason, because it's not like he galvanizes individuals, he falls off while trying to set he's a lead by example type of player. We highlighted KD a couple months back, and you said KD's not a lead. I mean, you can lead by example, and Rodgers leads that way, and he regresses when it matters the most.
I don't think it's his fault, to be honest with you. I really think it's the weather.
Yeah, go ahead, segue. Can we segue the weather?
First of all, let's get on this Green Bay train real quick. You can't establish a run when you're down in football games at halftime. So there's no way to establish a good run rushing offense when you're down in a football game and you have Aaron Rodgers. So you look to pass the football anyway. The Packers have never been a rushing offense, and to this day they still learn that they aren't utilizing the rushing offense. And they have two solid backs. Now, let's get into the New York Giants. That was my third NFC team, but now I'm going to have to bump them up to the second. Because you said Saquon's going to lead them to the playoffs. Yeah.
Winning that matchup. That matchup's going to be big.
All right, so I guess I'm winning that pick'ems this week. So the Giants have one good thing going for them. They have Saquon Barkley. Other than that, they have nothing else. And he's potentially going to win the comeback player of the year is between him, Geno, and CMC. And also, they are losing so many games as of late. I don't even see this team make it to the playoffs at this point. I think they're just going to lose too many games for them not to make it. So I said it all year that they were like a bad, good football team.
Yeah.
And Saquon, it was all on Saquon, and he's getting banged up. And you don't want to overutilize Saquon because it's only going to diminish his career. And he's a great talent, great athlete, I should say. But I don't see this team making it to the playoffs at all. And they're not going to beat the Commanders this week, unfortunately.
One question. Who do y'all trust more, Taylor Heineke or Daniel Jones?
Taylor Heineke.
Wow. Yes. Okay.
Taylor Heineke.
What have you seen?
I'll get the Daniel Jones a little later.
You ain't gonna hear me defend these Giants too much. Goddamn, we can move on. That's just my bold predictions. The way y'all chopping it up. But I believe Saquon's the best player in that game, so that's the only reason I lean on that. But y'all make valid points.
The Scary Terry over there might have a case for being the best player in that game.
Scary Terry is definitely a sleeper.
But Heineke, we have to rely on Heineke getting the ball. I don't have to rely on Daniel giving him the ball.
He's been getting him the football.
I was about to say,
he's been getting him the football the last 3-4 weeks.
That's true. He has been eating. But for me to believe that when it's do or die time, I mean, I like Taylor Heineke. Actually, when I seen him against the Bucks
a
couple years back when he won the Super Bowl,
with your goat.
Yeah, he went toe-to-toe the year he won the Super Bowl past the age of 40, but that's neither here nor there. Are y'all ready to segue? What's up?
What's your so far? I got the Lions and the Giants. Jimmie, who you got so far?
I had the Commanders Giants matchup, and I had the Packers because
Perfect.
Seahawks. You're right. Whoever mentioned the Seahawks, yeah, they're done. They're done for.
And John, you had the Seahawks and Lions so far.
Yeah, and I mean, y'all spoke on it. Y'all spoke on the Packers. We all got the same thing. Like all these teams, all of them are fraudulent. They're probably not gonna get there. Only ones I really think they could get there is the Commanders, Lions. Yeah, that's it. The rest of them.
And that's all you had, Don?
Well, I had them all. I had the Packers. I had the Seahawks. I got stuff on all of them, but it ain't worth mentioning. Just know the Seahawks not gonna make it. They got the Chiefs. They got they got the Chiefs. They got the Jets, 49ers, and then finish off with the Rams. Ain't no way y'all winning 3 of those games.
Yeah. My last team was the was just the Panthers. They have a solid rushing offense. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder right now. But the issue with them, that's the good. The issues is that they don't really have a strength, and they're not good enough to really make any type of run in the playoffs if they make it in this NFC least. So we'll continue to go on to the next topic. What we got, Jimmie?
We got Baker Mayfield. Mr. Baker Mayfield. All these commercials I see this guy in, I mean, goodness gracious.
Nah, they canceled those once he got traded.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I be seeing them sometimes here and there. On some old ones, maybe. I don't know. But that's
That residual money right there.
Yo, the beautiful, the passive. I love it. But anyway, Baker, you're talking about 2 days with these Rams, and he was able to get it done. You're talking about against the Raiders team. The Raiders team whose defense isn't like that. But Baker, are you a starting quarterback? Baker, where will you go next year? We will chop it down, break it up. What's up, Don? Get it going.
I kind of want to hear from you because I know where me and Darius fall on this. So
Yeah. I mean, for me, I always give credit to the fake Sean who got that Super Bowl, as a product of all these Hall of Famers around him. But the fake Sean still is creme de la creme when it comes to mind, offensive mind. You're talking about a Raiders team that is not what I mean, they're not good to me. So the challenge faced with Baker was pretty smooth or dope or difficult when it comes to a new situation. You're not having Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson is the best receiver, O-line is defense, no Aaron Donald. Like, there's a lot of different beautiful stories. Thursday Night Football is hard to get the team up. A lot of different things. He is out there with the passion, the intensity that I love to see. I believe no matter what type of player you are, you should have the passion, the intensity, and the confidence. And Baker Mayfield has that. And because of that, I believe he is a starting quarterback with the right mind behind him. Baker Mayfield has the ability to do just about everything. He doesn't have a weak arm. We don't question his accuracy. It's between the ears. It's his mind. It's his consistency. And being able to, like the Derek Carr, I believe that's him at his best, Derek Carr. And you see what Derek Carr did against him. 2 interceptions, things of that nature. And Derek Carr has things at his disposal. If we're going to shit on Baker, we need to shit on David. And we typically praise David. So I'm willing to hear what it is when it comes to Baker. What's good?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, Darius. I already know.
Nah. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, Don.
Your cousin nonsense, man.
Nah. I gotta hear what you gotta say, Don.
Bro, what have y'all seen since Baker been in the league besides the year 2020 for y'all to have any faith that Baker is a franchise quarterback? I mean, he had one little flash in the pan moment, and I wouldn't even say it's more about him. I'd really say that's more about the Raiders being trash on defense. Like, that secondary is trash. And I mean, let me, Darius, I normally save this type of stuff for Jimmie. Would you say, I know how you feel about Matt Ryan. Is Matt Ryan a good quarterback?
Yes, he's had a great career.
No, this season.
A good career.
This season.
Oh, this season?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he need to retire.
Oh, what about Davis Mills?
Oh, he might be out of the league next year.
Yo, I'm glad you said all that. Would you know both of them have a higher completion rating, more TDs, better QBR, and all I can say is you just said Matt Ryan need to retire. Davis Mills need to be out the league. So where that leave Baker? Out the league right with them, or at least a backup quarterback, because he has not shown nothing to even, like, where would he even go is my main question, because there's no team out here that he would be a starter on, because even the sorry teams are going to draft somebody. So who would you even put him on?
Perfect. So let me stop all this Baker hate at this time.
It ain't hate. It's the fact. You can't call facts hate.
It's okay. It's okay. So I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but he shows flashes that he is a compatible quarterback. He's capable of being a starter in this league. You asked me who would I take him over? Mike White, Andy Dalton,
What?
Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Marcus
Yo,
Mariota,
bro,
and Davis Mills.
you guys think
Those are some quarterbacks that are starting in the league right now that I think Baker Mayfield could potentially do. Well, he could do better than what they're doing at this time. I love Baker's story, man.
Solid.
He's a tough kid. Tough kid. Walked on to 2 Big 12 schools in college, Texas Tech and Oklahoma. He's won a Heisman Trophy. Was selected first overall to the Cleveland Browns. Let's see. Where did he go? The Cleveland Browns, a horrible organization. You want to know in the 9 years before Cleveland drafted Baker at 144 games, you know how many games they won? They won 40 games. They went 40 and 104 in 9 years. And you wanted Baker to be the savior of an 0-16 Browns team that he went to? He was supposed to be the savior of that team? Okay. Let's start off with his the famous Hard Knocks episode where Hugh Jackson brought him into the office and said, "Hey, congratulations, Baker. You won the second string job behind Tyrod Taylor." Oh, wow. Wow, the number 1 overall pick. That's what you say to him? Okay. And you saw what Hugh Jackson was at the end of the year, right? He wasn't with the team. So with that, in 4 years, he went through 3 head coaches and 3 different offensive coordinators. He didn't even have time to establish himself with at least some form of offense that he's had to consistently learn a new offense every single year. And that's not even including 2 new offenses that he played for this year. In 2018, he had 6 wins and he was second in the racing for Rookie of the Year. 2019, okay, they bring in OBJ. Baker threw 22 passing touchdowns. And I think actually as a rookie, he broke that record for most touchdowns for a rookie that I think Justin Herbert. Did Justin Herbert break that record? I believe.
I'm not certain.
If Justin Herbert didn't break that record, Baker Mayfield still has that record. So Baker threw 22 touchdowns and 21 interceptions with the OBJ. Had a completion percentage of 59% that year. That's not good. But guess who else had a lower completion percentage? Josh Allen had a lower completion percentage that year. He also had a better QBR than one Josh Allen, who is a top quarterback in this league right now. Out of 15 players that year that had over 133 targets, out of 15, you know who were the last 2 in catch percentage? Let's see. Jarvis Landry and OBJ. So a lot of drop passes that year as well. 2020, the next year, he led that team to the playoffs. Granted, they lost, whatever, bad organization. In 2 years, he led that team to a playoffs. 2021, Baker battled injuries all year. Jarvis was battling injuries all year. We see with Jarvis, 2021, 2022, can't even stay healthy. He's just a shell of himself. OBJ played 6 games that year. So his top 2 targets the following year and himself was battling injuries. I love Baker's tenacity. I love his toughness. I love his love for the game. I think he needs to slow it down a little bit. He can't be too rah-rah all the time. And I think that brings a negative spotlight to him personally.
Yes.
I like the trash talk because I love Phillip Rivers' trash talk, but you got to back it up at points. And it brings a little bit of extra pressure to himself. I think if he gets behind a good offensive mind, it could bring the best out of him.
Preach.
I think he's in that tier where like Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. So that's why when Jimmie said Derek Carr, I was like right on the money. That's right on the money right there. That's the type of tier quarterback I think he is. So if you're going to poo-poo Baker, then you got to poo-poo Derek, and you got to poo-poo Kirk. And we know what type of quarterbacks they are, and these guys are going to have jobs for the remaining of their career.
Forever.
Bro, y'all gotta relax with this Derek Carr.
My opinion,
Derek.
I think Baker ends up in like Minnesota behind Kurt.
Put a little pressure on him. He needs some.
Not only do Kirk has been stagnant for the last 6 years with Minnesota. He's been the same consistent quarterback every single year.
He's having his best season to date this season. Like y'all got to relax. Like seriously, y'all got to relax on this Baker love because I don't know what he did.
It ain't even love.
It's not even love. It's fact.
It's not facts.
It's all fact.
It's not facts, bro. You said you brought up 2020. Yeah, he had a great season in 2020. He was in MVP conversations because of Kevin Stefanski came. Kevin Stefanski is still the Cleveland Browns coach. What happened 2021, 2022? 2021, 2022, he constantly was regressing. And then even
2021, he was battling injuries all year, and OBJ only played 6 games.
He wasn't targeting Odell even when Odell was there, and that's a fact.
He said that in 6 games he targeted Odell 32 times.
Bro, maybe at that point, but he was not targeting Odell at the end of the Odell being there. That's why he wanted out of there because Baker wasn't giving him the ball, and Baker was
Odell was hurt.
Odell had came back. Well, that's what I'm saying. He came back. He came back, and he was only targeting Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
And so I'm just.
And at that time, him and Baker was going at it. It was rumors that OBJ was running his own routes. There was a lot of
no accountability on Baker, just Odell.
Oh, there is some accountability on Baker, but I think he hasn't had the opportunity that some of these other guys have had.
Like who? True. Like literally. Tell me, what is the difference between him and Joe Burrow?
What?
What's the difference?
Joe Burrow has been with Zach Taylor for the last 3 years.
Yeah, he came in with Zach Taylor. But what I'm saying is, Jimmie should love this. He loves to say sample size. The Bengals were, in his words, he said the Bengals was, I'm paraphrasing now, he said the Bengals was not on nothing the last couple of years. Paraphrasing. So now you got a team that wasn't on nothing, but then you actually get a QB that's really like that, and now he leads his team to the Super Bowl.
No, that's not true.
Baker, if Baker was really like that, he would really elevate. He would elevate his team.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
What does that mean? Like that's not really a real. That's not a real argument anymore because we've seen over the past couple of weeks. He can win without T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. He can win without Jamar Chase. So that argument for them people that like to bring up that type of stuff, that doesn't really work for me.
We didn't say, and I don't think Jimmie said either that Baker was in the same tier as Joe Burrow.
No, you didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, you said he went to the Cleveland Browns. Like all I heard was Cleveland Brown and people talk about Cleveland and Cincinnati in the same light. So if Baker was really like that, I can even throw Josh Allen in there. The Bills have a history of losing. Why, when you get a guy that's really like that, they elevate their team? Why Baker couldn't do that for them?
And again, I think that brings back to my point is he didn't fully get the opportunity because he's had 3 different coaching staffs. He had 3 different offensive coordinators in 4 years of play.
Kevin Stefanski is the offensive coordinator.
But
he calls the plays.
In multiple years.
In 2020. In 2020.
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about from 2020 to when he got released or traded from.
Okay, that's a 2-year difference. So in 2020, that team went to the playoffs.
Okay, and then what happened after that? Because he was there
in 2020.
He was there 2 more years.
In 2020, 2022, it doesn't matter because he didn't play for them. But in 2021, Jarvis barely played, and Jarvis only had 500 receiving yards that year, and only 50 receptions. And then OBJ only played 6 games. So what are we talking about? Your 2 best players isn't even playing. And we all know David Njoku is like, come on now. He's like probably the best athlete as a tight end, one of the best athletes as a tight end, and has nothing to show for it. And come on now, Austin Hooper, he hasn't been anything since Atlanta.
Bro, you can't poo-poo that. You can't poo-poo that Browns team. The Browns have a legit team over there. They just don't. They just haven't been able to put it together. They got Nick Chubb, the best running back.
But you just proved my point. They can't put it together.
But that's not just like it's not a lack of what I'm trying to say. The team like the Chargers. They do Charger things. The Browns do Brown things. So that's why they lose. So
that's the point. It's more difficult.
That's the exact point.
But that's not the point.
And you're equating your Bengals to the Browns. What are you doing? You're equating your Bengals to the Browns. You just said what's the difference between the Bengals.
Before.
Only a few franchises that are on the same tier as the Browns. The Browns are boo-boo, bottom tier. Are you saying the Bengals are bottom tier?
Before we have Joe Burrow, yeah.
So 16 years of Marvin, what did he do with
nothing, and they never spent any money to go get any players to bring.
They didn't get out the first round.
They still don't. Actually, they still don't do that, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Andy
we do
Dalton was
spend
competitive.
that.
Cleveland have not been competitive for years before, decades before.
I just explained it the last 9 years.
Beautifully preached.
I agree.
You still over here asking questions.
I agree with
I think I just consistently broke down every year Baker played for that team and what he's done as far as an accomplishment and what mistakes he has made with that organization.
So you're saying Baker gonna lead the Rams to a winning record for the rest of the season?
He could,
because he has a coach that's an offensive mind. It's a good apparently it's a good system, so he should be able to lead the Rams to at least 4 more wins.
Who you asking?
Both.
Go ahead, cuz.
He could.
I don't want to hear could. I need to hear a yes or no.
That's a hell no. When Cooper Kupp come back?
He don't come back this year.
Okay. So the things that helped Sean get to status of creme de la creme mind is a situation where Hall of Famers were surrounding Matthew. So Odell, remember, without Odell, they don't win that Super Bowl. Odell was cooking before he got hurt. Odell, before the Super Bowl in the playoffs, is a part of the reasons why the Rams got there. He ain't there. Cooper ain't there. Donald hurt. Ramsey's a shell of himself, even more so. And it hurts me to say that for whatever reason. But that's neither here nor there. I cannot believe Bengals, Browns, same breath.
Before Joe Burrow? Yes. Like the
Bengals and Browns are not on the same tier.
We wasn't on nothing before Burrow got there, and that time when after we stopped going to the playoffs with Andy Dalton was washed. Like we wasn't winning. I think we won like 2 or 3 games, and then in the year before that, I think we only won like a few games. Like we wasn't winning nothing really.
Detroit and the Browns are on the same tier. Nobody else. They're by themselves when it comes to the last 20 years of what's been going on. Anywho,
Texans.
I honestly believe that if you're gonna give Derek Carr, if you're gonna give Kirk Cousins,
Derek Carr and Baker are not on the same level. I wish I could pull up some stats right now, but I can't right now. But
what hasn't Baker done to show?
What has he done?
Not on Baker. He's not on.
What has Derek Carr done?
Derek Carr has at least got his team to the playoffs consistently.
Oh man, the Browns. So Baker was supposed to bring an 0-16 Brown. He led them to 6 wins the following year.
Okay, Joe Burrow.
And then after that, he led them to
3 wins.
I don't care about Joe Burrow. Stop bringing up the freaking bum ass Bengals. We talking about Baker Mayfield. And I'm not talking. We are not saying that Baker is in the same caliber. We're not talking about the Baker Mayfield as far as being in the same caliber as a Joe Burrow in those top tier quarterbacks. We are talking about Baker as far as being in another tier with the Kirk Cousins and
they're borderline top 10 quarterbacks.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Like
no, they're not.
And you know the reason,
I can name. They're more like 13 to
name 10.
They're more like 14.
Name 10 better.
Obviously, Tom Brady. We're going Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Joe Burrow.
Okay, you got
Patrick
Mahomes,
Mahomes,
Allen,
Jalen Hurts, Lamar
Jackson,
Jackson,
Josh
Jalen.
Jalen
Allen,
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts,
Who else are we missing?
Herbert.
Okay,
Who else we got? Lamar Jackson.
all right,
That's
Nick.
8 right
All
there.
right, Nick. Well, you got a different list.
I'll go with Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray is
Dak,
not better than
Yep,
them.
I'm taking Kyler Murray over Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr. He has
Dak.
more upside.
Upside? What the hell upside got to do with
I'll
it? You
take
ain't doing nothing with it,
I'll take Dak, but I'll put Dak in that same tier with them.
bro. Stop it.
I agree.
Dak,
I don't know
but is Dak
where
better
Kirk
than
Cousins comes from.
them?
Huh? Is Dak better than Kirk Cousins? Yes.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
They're literally all on the same level. They're literally, this is them. None of them
Be
are
on the same
above
level and
above.
still be better than somebody
They're
within.
all pretty stagnant. But I think with Baker, if he had
Dak leads the league
a
in
solid
interceptions since
foundation,
he's came back? Like Dak ain't nothing.
if Baker had a solid foundation, if he had some form of offensive mind, offensive guru next to him to help him develop consistently, I think he can elevate his game to another level. As far as the rest of those guys, like Dak, Kirk Cousins, and Derek Carr, just taking those three as an example, they're very stagnant. There's no upside to their game. They're pretty consistent on the board. They're going to give you the same stats. They're going to give you the same turnover rate. They're going to give you just about the same touchdowns every single year.
I don't understand. Like,
And they're going to give you the same wins every year.
We see people for what they are, and then we decide to say, "Oh, that's not them. They got upside. They can still turn it around. They can do this." If somebody has showed you that they're bad, Baker has shown that he's bad year in and year out for the last couple of years. I don't care about he was injured. He was out there playing. Was he not?
He was.
So you
He's playing
can't. So you
injured,
can't.
yeah.
So let me ask you this: if he was balling, would you be using the excuse? Oh, he was injured.
I would praise him more. You're playing injured and still doing your thing. Oh, here you
But would it
go.
come
What's
up?
going on?
But would you use it as an excuse? You can't use it as an excuse if you out there playing. If you're that hurt, you should not be out there playing. So we can't.
Okay,
sit there and say,
so why is Rodgers out there playing? Why was Russell Wilson when he came back? Hold on.
I'm
broke
glad
his
you
finger
said.
with
I'm
the
glad you said
Seahawks.
that though. But when Jimmie brings up Rodgers, do I hear any of y'all say anything about injuries for Rodgers, or do you just say Rodgers ain't that guy? Because you just said something about Rodgers earlier. You ain't brought up nothing about his thumb being broke.
Again, Baker Mayfield's sample size, he's not all right, you're talking about injuries. In one season, you're acting as if Rodgers' sample size and Baker's is the same. Rodgers religiously in the
Rodgers
postseason
should get
does
a
not do
pass,
anything.
if anything.
Baker does. Hold on. Baker does not get a pass because, or we don't anoint him anything because we need time to anoint you. Aaron Rodgers has been anointed because he's been doing bullshit past December all his career, regardless of injuries, regardless of help, regardless of defense. It doesn't matter. Baker has not had what he needs. Rodgers has had what he needs, and he still doesn't get it done. Baker, we're looking for you to get it done with a good situation, a good mind. We're not saying he's creme de la creme. I'm not even saying he's Derek Carr. I'm saying at his best, he can be Derek Carr with the right mind behind him. Joe Burrow, Bengals, stop it.
I didn't get the Joe Burrow part, but
Because you brought him up. Talking about the difference between the Bengals and Joe Burrow and the weapons, the situation.
bro,
Man.
you got to stop with the weapon stuff. Joe Burrow didn't have Jamar Chase his first year, and he was still balling. Like I'm not here.
Did he have T. Higgins?
He was injured part of that season also.
How many yards did he accumulate? Was it almost 1,000? Tyler
Was
Boyd?
he not injured though?
Yes, and Tyler Boyd. I just brought up another weapon. Joe Mixon. Like his situation was better than Baker's every year, besides defensively.
That's not true, bro. Like I can't do this. Like we can't just sit here and be like, oh, because Burrow has this and that, because he has that. A lot of people have talent, and some people can't, and some people can't do nothing with it. Like literally.
His talent. Please tell me.
I
Brady?
don't understand
Brady,
how
and they ain't
always
on
ends
nothing.
up back
They
to
ain't on
to
nothing.
these freaking Bengals We are
He
not
bought him
talking
up.
about the
He bought him
Bengals.
up. I ain't got nothing to say about him.
No,
He
you
bought
brought
them
them up.
up.
You said
All
Yeah,
there's
I'm
no
you
difference between
definitely
the
brought
Bills
him
and the
up.
Browns.
No, I bought
Stop
them
it.
up before.
There's no
I
difference between
said, what is the difference? Because you said he was talking like Baker was like that guy that, oh, he hasn't had a chance. He went to the Browns. And all I was saying is, what is the difference between Joe Burrow and Baker? Because Joe Burrow went to a franchise that people were saying that he shouldn't go to because they was in net franchise. Oh, they're going to get him killed. This and that. And all he's done is elevate his play and elevate this whole franchise. So obviously Baker ain't like that.
He's not like Joe. You're correct.
No,
His
he's not like
situation
that. Period. He's not
right.
like
He's
that.
not
Period.
like Joe, and his situation's not
No,
like Joe either.
not like Joe. Not like Joe. He's
He's
just
not like
not.
Joe. He's not like
He's
Darius
just
either.
not like that. He ain't one of
I
them
heard
guys.
the fourth and the third time. Now, what I'm saying is Baker Mayfield, yes, he's not Joe. Baker Mayfield's situation, yes, it's not Joe. Baker Mayfield's Derek Carr's situation is better than Baker Mayfield's. Let's understand that.
And
We
I think
gonna
we
just have to
all
agree to
will,
disagree on that one.
agree to disagree. And let's
sure.
get into the next segment.
Please stand up. Please stand up. We're talking about Sean Payton here. Now, where will he go, fellas? This is a good one. Put your GM hats on. If you were a GM, who would you want? Or if you were a GM of what franchise, what would it be? And who would you be getting? We're talking about Sean Payton, a proven guy. Who is it? What's up?
Yeah, man. I gotta go. I gotta go with this squad right here because it just reminds me of that Sean Payton, Drew Brees tandem. I gotta go with them L.A. Chargers, man. The L.A. Chargers. Sean steps in with his coaching prestige and installs this team with the playoff mindset that they needed for years. I think he then has his franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert,
Oh, yeah.
which I could say Justin Herbert is pretty much Breeze-esque. He can throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. He has a high-powered arm. And you got two receivers that can get the job done. As you can see, Keenan Allen was dotting up everybody yesterday, showing he's still a top-tier receiver, right? He's still on my friend, top 10. He's like 11 for me because his route running ability is top notch. Mike Williams, good deep threat. He's getting better and has been a little bit more consistent over the last, I would say, 2.5 years, 2 to 3 years. When healthy, he has to stay healthy. He's revamping his career a little bit. Austin Eckler is like that. It can give you everything that Reggie Bush gave Sean Payton. I think Reggie Bush played in the era that was. I think Reggie Bush would have benefited more in this era than the era that he played in. And I love Reggie Bush, but I think Sean Payton to this Chargers would be fantastic. I think he'll elevate this team, lead this team to a Super Bowl. They got a solid foundation. They got solid pieces on the defensive end as well that match what the Saints had back in the day. Man, that'd be a match made in heaven right there. Peyton Manning, Sean Payton and Justin Herbert. I think that's perfect. Perfect situation for him.
Who you got, Jimmie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and back it up with the same thing, same team in LA, the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers. You talking about Justin Herbert, a top end talent, and that's the main reason why. When we talked about all those teams up top early before talking about teams in the hunt, the one quarterback you trust out of all those teams in the hunt is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is creme de la creme, and we're not just talking about ability here. This guy is proven on another level within the ears. He's able to be consistent, get the ball where it needs to go consistently. He's able to elevate a team that is injured. We talked about injuries just a second ago. His team has been injured for, I would say, the last 2 years, really. And with that being said, he's shown that he's pretty stable. He's one game away from making the playoffs last year. He's in the hunt now. And the Chargers have been, you said Chargers things. That's a real thing with Phillip. But this ain't Phillip. This is another level. And yeah, Phillip had LT, so that level was beautiful. But this is going to be on another level because Justin Herbert is in the system. You highlighted this system. the game caters to the offensive talent, and this offensive talent is able to do more than Drew Brees. You say he's Drew Brees-esque, push back. The styles don't really, mesh to me when it comes to comparison. But Herbert, to me, can be that Peyton Manning, the general. But I just hope that in the postseason he's able to elevate his game, or at least be stagnant, and give us what he gave us in the regular season, because that was Peyton Manning's biggest flaw, in my opinion. Justin Herbert, to me, is Peyton Manning-esque with his style, and with Sean Payton having that, you highlighted a lot of different things on that defense. Yes, they're beautiful. It's beautiful. Sean Payton Justin Herbert was able to go 10 for 11, 164, and a touchdown outside the pocket. Sean Payton's scheme, his mind, he's been having Drew Brees, a shorter quarterback when it comes to stature, move around in the pocket, get the ball out quick, different things within the scheme to elevate that. There isn't anything within Justin Herbert's frame or style that will become a hindrance or will make it harder to scheme up. Or scheming up for Justin Herbert is so much easier because he can check every box. And if you have that combination of Sean Payton and Justin Herbert, we'll be talking about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes-esque, the real Sean McDermott, and Josh Allen, things like that. So I believe we will see this in the future. But Super Bowl, yeah, you tripping.
Yeah, I didn't know what you was on when you said that mess there.
You don't think so? The Chargers don't have a Super Bowl caliber team
on paper?
Nah,
Yes.
that defense, yeah, that's what it is on paper, because that defense is real leaky. I'm not going off of what I saw them do last night, but to the Dolphins, like, that defense has been giving up some yards in chunks. They're always injured, and that's supposed to change just because they changed the head coach. My choice.
I guess coaching staffs don't matter, but okay.
Because it does affect it. It definitely does affect it. The coaching staff would affect the defense. But good.
I'm not too big on them. My choice would have been the Cardinals because, honestly, I got the Chargers and the Cardinals wrote down. They said those were his two preferences. But to be honest with you, do y'all think the Chargers are gonna make the playoffs?
I think they have the team, the makeup to go to the playoffs.
No, I'm saying, do you think they're gonna make the playoffs? Out of the teams that we discussed earlier, would you probably say that they're gonna be one of the teams in?
I would say that I agree with y'all when you say Chargers does Chargers things and most likely will not make the playoffs.
Okay. Well, that was you got to make it.
I do, because the AFC East is going to beat up on each other. But go ahead.
Okay, so that was my thinking behind it. They say the only way Sean Payton gets that Chargers job is if what's the coach name for the thing for the Chargers?
Very mediocre. Yeah, I forgot the name.
They say the only way he get it is if he doesn't make the playoffs. So if they make the playoffs, I doubt they're going to fire him. So now you're looking. Well,
then he has no options besides to go to the Cardinals.
Well, they said I seen the Cardinals, I seen the Rams, but that's not going to happen. The Rams are not about to fire Sean McVay.
No, I think they're talking about Sean McVay going to get the being an analyst because I guess he has a lucrative deal lined up.
Okay, I didn't put those two together, but okay, you could talk about the Rams or the Cardinals, even if that was the case. I'm still going with the Cardinals. I mean, now you're talking about an actual Drew Brees-esque type of quarterback that's actually mobile. I'm saying same height. He's going to be mobile. He has a big enough arm to throw it down the field. I'm not going to say he has all the intangibles as Drew Brees, but Kyler is a top 10 quarterback in this league when he's on. And you're talking about a team that just last year they had the best record at one point at 10-2. To now you get this fraudulent coach Cliff Kingsbury up out there and put an actual great coach back there that can stop doing all these dumb play calls that we see the Cardinals do. And I feel like they could, honestly, with Sean Payton, they could really challenge for the NFC, because there's only two teams out there that you could really definitively say the Cardinals want to be better than, and that's the 49ers and the Eagles. Everybody else can be had, and I would probably pick the Cardinals over everybody else because it's not like they don't have weapons. They still got D-Hop. They got Rondale Moore. They got Hollywood Brown, Robbie Anderson, Zach Ertz. Like, they got weapons. James Conner. Like, the only thing they really need to fix is, like, that defense is a little iffy. But I mean,
New England is 27 right now. That's how iffy they are.
well, that was mostly because the quarterback done throw 2 picks and one of them got returned. But and Hopkins fumbled and it got returned for a return.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my choice because I don't think. Why would you want to come out to the AFC? Like, I get it. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. I'm not gonna say he isn't. But do you really want to mess with Mahomes, Burrow, Allen? Do you really still got the wild cards of Jackson? Never know what Tua going. That's 6 quarterbacks right there that you're gonna have to mess with. And I get it. Tua ain't on the level of those other ones that we said, but. I mean, Mike McDaniels, you never know what he gonna coach up for Tua to go out there and do. So
I can't wait to talk about him.
I to me personally, I would go to the NFC because it's the path less resistance is out there.
Okay.
See, we get into this mobile quarterback era, and we don't realize that a lot of these guys aren't going to last in the next 5 to 7 years. A lot of these guys won't be in another 5 to 7 years, and I think
who? It's a bold statement. I need to name.
Yeah, because you trying to say somebody, but you ain't saying somebody.
Who? Say with your chest, guys.
Let's look at these mobile quarterbacks.
Okay, let me ask you.
Break down the mobile. Let's go.
Lamar.
Let's go.
I think
Name him.
Lamar.
I think Lamar will be here.
Yeah, because he doesn't take big hits. Josh Allen.
He here. That arm?
He's here. He's here as long as he takes care of his body. But I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous about Josh Allen.
I'm nervous about him too. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts will be here.
He'll be here. He's smart.
Justin Fields.
He won't.
I don't think he'll be here.
Yep, man.
In 5 to 7 years, I don't think Justin Fields will be here.
What is this? What is this, year 2? Lamar's in year 6. I mean, he's in year 4 or 5. I don't know, man. Like,
Lamar, I think, is in year 5 because they picked up his 5th-year option. So this is his 5th-year option.
I mean, he reminds me of Lamar. It's not like he's out here taking so many big hits. That's why I bring up Lamar. So, I mean, I could see him being here. What about Daniel Jones?
No, you're not. Daniel Jones.
You're saying that about his ability, or because he takes hits?
Ability.
His ability. I just think if anything, because he comes from the Peyton Manning background, the Peyton Manning camp, right? So it may be a little politics with him, but if anything, he'll be a backup.
Well, I think the Giants are probably going to re-sign him this offseason, to be honest with you, because
that'd be a horrible thing they'll do.
I agree, but where else he gonna go? Who else the Giants gonna get?
And that's my issue with a lot of these quarterbacks, man. They hold these teams hostage.
Go get Baker. Since Baker's better than him, go get Baker.
Yeah, go get him. But you ain't got no weapons to throw for him to throw it to. So,
but okay, and then Kyler.
I don't see Kyler here in 7 years.
Is that because he might have just tore his ACL?
He definitely just tore his. Well, they just said he tore his ACL, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here in 7 years.
Kyler is another one that doesn't really take big hits. So that's
yes, he fumbles the ball 15 to 20 times a year.
I said big hits though. He don't really be getting big. He don't really be getting big hits. Like whenever he's about to get tackled, he will slide. He ain't no Josh Allen. That man know his abilities. He knows his size. I mean, Kyler.
I said 7 years. I said 7 years.
I think
Kyler's what?
This is his fourth year. So
is he 23?
Nah, he got to be older than 23. He's 20 something. I think he's like 20. He got to be like 26. Like 26.
Really, fellas, it's like basketball, yo. In order to age as a quarterback in this era, you have to be able to throw the ball. And a lot of these
That's
guys,
my thing with Kyler. He can throw.
right? Kyler can throw the ball. Josh Allen can throw the ball. Lamar, we're still trying to figure that out. Justin Herbert's still trying to. Justin Fields are trying to still figure that out. It's like not having a jump shot
Justin
as you
Fields
get
can
older.
sling that ball, man.
Who?
I gotta see it in tight one. Justin Fields. I gotta see it in tight windows more often in high leverage situations. But you need a jump shot.
Kyler's 25.
You need a jump shot, and you need to be able to throw the ball as you age in both sports, as a quarterback and as a basketball player. That helps you age gracefully. If you cannot, and you lean on that athleticism, you lean on those legs, lean on those leaping abilities, it will bite you in the ass, and you will not age gracefully.
And that's why I think at some point we'll turn back. The clock will turn back, and we'll go back to that more of a statue quarterback. And that's why I think that Sean should definitely go play with Justin Herbert.
But it's not like he's a statue back there, though. He'll take off.
He could take off, but he's looking to throw the ball, and he could throw the ball 50 times a game at a high level.
I agree with that. But let me ask you this: if you was the coach, you would want to go through the AFC, or would you want to go through the NFC?
I would definitely want to go through the NFC. You're spot on with that, but I think as a talent, I'm taking Justin Herbert over Kyler Murray.
Of course, but I feel like Kyler is, let's say he's top 10. Borderline, top, at least, like 10. 10 exactly.
Ooh, 11-ish, yeah.
So I feel like he could probably win with Kyler.
And I mean, as a scheme, that offense fits what he kind of built with that Saints team.
With the Cardinals or the Chargers?
The Chargers. They have a better offensive line. I mean, let's just look at the receivers that they've had over the years, right? Marcus Colston.
Let me ask you this: who would you right now? Who wide receiver group you would take? The Cardinals or the Chargers?
As a collective, you could do more with the Cardinals receivers.
Because D-Hop's still clearing both of them in LA.
I take D-Hop over Keenan.
And then you got Hollywood, and then you got Roby, and then you got Rondale Moore.
Rondo.
So
that's why I say as a collective, you could do more with them. But I think as a scheme fit and as a franchise, if Sean Payton gonna come back and coach for another 10 plus years, I would want to have Justin Herbert as my quarterback than Kyler.
I can see that.
And I think I could build this team as far as the AFC. I just got to compete with Mahomes. That's the only thing. You got to compete with Mahomes for the next 10 years.
Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. Don't forget those other two.
And Chase.
Yeah.
And Chase too.
Who?
But Chase, just
Chase
make sure
who?
you know how many weapons y'all got over there. But
Chase who?
Jamar. But anywho, are y'all ready to segue? What's going on?
Let's do it.
Yes, please.
It's real dirty in the South. Ain't that right, cuz? We're talking about that NFC, my fault, NFC South. We're going to break it down. We're going to start with these Bucks. And do they have a shot? Do they have a real shot at this postseason? What is the formula and what it would take for them to make it? What's their potential if they do? What's good, cuz?
Okay, I'll start this one. So, I'm assuming y'all gonna pick the Bucks.
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Homer pick.
Still?
Nah. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Panthers. The Panthers is gonna win this division. They said the saying is called the dead coach bounce, and it's a real thing. Over the last 5 years, an interim head coach has increased a team's winning percentage, average total efficiency, per game scoring, yardage, and time of possession. Since Steve Wilkes took over this team has been 4-4 and won 2 big games, one against the Bucks and one against the Seahawks. They gave away their best player, CMC. The run game looks better without him. You just got to call it what it is. They were also able to keep their guys that was potentially on the trade block. J.C. Horn, who was looking like a top-notch corner this week. And I said, watch out for him because he's coming. Brian Burns, who they love, and DJ Moore, who is still nowhere to be found. But they still got him. They've had multiple quarterback changes between Baker and P.J. Walker and Sam Darnold. But this team still looks solid. They're still playing solid. The defense isn't bad. The defense is not bad at all. They're pretty middle of the road. And offensively, they gotta run the football a little bit more. The way they make the playoffs is they gotta beat the Bucks and they gotta beat the Saints again. They have to continue to control the clock. They actually are the worst. They're 31st. I'm sorry, 31st in time possession. So they are one of the worst teams to hold the ball. And guess who they just beat? Who is actually the worst? The Seahawks. But again, defense is around 16th. They're middle of the road. As long as they can keep a lead, I think their rushing attack is solid with Hubbard and Dante Foreman. I think they could sneak into the playoffs with an early exit. But I give it to Steve Wilkes, man. You know, he potentially gets another opportunity to maybe coach as a head coach. You know, we definitely need more black coaches in this league, and maybe he'll get another shot after this year.
Yeah, man. You know, the Panthers. It's a very inspiring story.
We know what Jimmie. We know what Jimmie going.
Exactly. Like go ahead, man.
No. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna stay with my chest when I do it. All right. So I went to that game. You know, it was bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a birthday present for me. So, you know, this is a front row seat I'm talking about here.
Nice.
We got demolished by the Panthers. Okay. So I'm gonna put some respect on the Panthers' name. You know, I'm in Columbia now. Okay?
You said
you know what I'm saying?
we?
So I'm not too far from Charlotte.
You said
yes,
we?
me and Brady. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, as far as that, you know, I'm gonna go straight there. Since y'all want me to go there, it's against my religion to go against Brady, and not just because it comes from. And not just because it comes from. You're talking about a GOAT. Okay, so when LeBron and them missed the playoffs the other year, I was shocked. Utter blasphemy! You couldn't even make the play in. You're a GOAT. I have high expectations for you, with you, for a reason. Rodgers, the reason I get on him so much is because the expectations aren't ever met but one time. Now, when it comes to Tom Brady, 44 years old, 45 years old, this gap we're talking about is very, and y'all probably like, why do we keep talking about Tom Brady is the Bucks. He wasn't a damn thing before this man. Let's understand that. Let's understand they had mediocre quarterback play. And at 45, 42, 40 years old, we expect mediocre quarterback play. He's excelled at that. He's brought this team to the promised land and gotten it done past the age of 40. Just last year, second in the MVP vote, Tom Brady. With that being said, why would I choose not to trust them? Brady gets better in the postseason as opposed to the regular season. The Bucks have weapons who are not playing up to their potential or ability. When you're talking about roster for roster, when you're talking about experience for experience, the Panthers are not there, even with the Saints. The Saints have an opportunity. They play the Falcons, I believe. The Saints also play the Panthers. I would argue the Saints before the Panthers. But of course, I'm going to say with my chest, the Bucks. The Bucks have the formula because they have the ingredients. They just are not there mentally. And not only person, but one of the main people I would say can get a team on track is a guy named, Tom Brady. GOAT caliber individuals can get this team on track. And for me, the biggest problem with the Bucks is the defense more so than the offense. The offense does look very, very trash. And because of the weapons, we expect more. But with this Bucks team, Purdy, he's looking pretty out there, man. Like, he was killing them with the legs, with the arm. It doesn't matter. Debo went out. I thought the confidence that would change things. No, it didn't. This Bucks team, to me, their defensive players are not playing to the level in which an old quarterback can lean on anymore. We are leaning and asking Brady go to put up 50. We're just talking about the 50 attempts with Justin Herbert. We're talking about someone well out his prime putting up 50 attempts. 40 attempts religiously. We need playoff Lenny to come into form. I'm hoping you're the playoff Rondo of the NFL. It remains to be seen.
You know, there's good question. Brady played all year?
Oh, yeah.
He played all year.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I was wondering. I heard him say that Brady could elevate the team, and I mean they 6-7.
Still haven't
Yeah,
elevated.
Jug is
Wait.
crazy to me,
First in their division is elevation?
bro.
And why are you looking for a 45-year-old to elevate the team?
You just said that. You said that.
But right. And that's my point. You poo-pooing on Brady. I get there's a lot of reasons to not trust the Bucs, but there's a lot of reasons to trust Brady. And that's my whole point. When he was 40, 30, 20, doesn't matter. The Bucs are the Bucs, but Brady's Brady.
Bro, I hear you said the funny part about it is you said you're gonna trust Brady when he gets to the playoffs. That could be true, but they have to get to the playoffs, and they're not getting to the playoffs. So we don't have to even have this conversation. I mean,
number one in the division still.
Not after this weekend. I mean, me personally, you got to go with the Panthers. They won 3 of their last 4 games. I mean, they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win 3 out of their next 4. I mean, they got the Steelers, Lions, Bucks, and Saints. They already got a win over the Bucks and the Saints. You telling me, and the Bucks with that GOAT man, Tom Brady. So you make me have to be a Tom Brady hater. I like Tom Brady, but you know how you feel about me with Joe Burrow. That's how I feel with you and Tom Brady. It's like
Joe Burrow is Brady-esque.
No, but you know how when I start going on my Joe Burrow rants or tirades, you have to become like a hater because you want to bring me back down. It's like I gotta say this stuff. I don't be wanting to say this stuff, but how could a GOAT lose to P.J. Walker? Really, P.J. Walker?
Huh? He lost to Eli twice.
Really? Are we really equating Eli and P.J. Walker?
I'm just saying they're not creme de la creme. Nick Foles is damn sure ain't no creme de la creme. That happens, but go ahead. Either or another.
Bro, P.J. Walker is trash. He's practice squad level at best, and he took the Panthers to.
I wouldn't say practice squad. He's probably a backup.
I wouldn't want him as my backup. I mean. All I'm saying is the Panthers have beaten the Bucs already. They've beaten the Saints already. I can't say nothing about the Saints and Falcons because they both 1-3 in their division. So I'm happy Darius did not bring up the Falcons. I didn't want to have to say nothing bad about them. So I'm just gonna go straight to that GOAT that's gonna elevate his team. If he was gonna elevate this team, the running game wouldn't look so bad. The offensive line is trash. They don't have no explosive plays. Mike Evans don't even look like he want to even be there. Todd Bowles looked like he shouldn't even be coaching right now. I don't know what they saw from when he was a Jets head coach to make him say, "Oh, let me hire him again." And
That's Tom Brady's call.
Byron Leftwich, talk about a fall from grace. Bro is one of the hottest candidates last year. Now he'd be lucky if he survived this after this season. The way this Bucs offense look, like I get it. The defense is. I would say the offense is the more the issue than the defense. To be honest with you, like it's only certain matchups that Bucs defense really have issues with, like those ones that's real tricky. That have like those gadget plays and all type of stuff. But it's constant, week in and week out. The Bucs offense is going to do the exact same stuff. You know what that is? 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, punt, get lucky, 3 and out. Like, I'm to the point where I can't keep on saying, "Oh, they got Brady, so they're gonna change their colors." Like, no, when somebody has shown you who they are, you can't be like, "Oh, well, they did this and that. They did this and that. They did this in the past." So
Brady hasn't shown you who he get good.
Does this whole season not matter? They've shown me that this offense is not capable of doing anything.
But do you know who we're talking about right now? This man has played 20 years. You talking about proving who someone is? Stop it.
We're talking about today, though. We talk about today.
No, y'all cannot do that, yo. Yo, you talking about proving who somebody is from the time you walk into the league until the time you exit has to do with who you are. Brady, year in and year out, with New England, without Belichick, with weapons, without weapons, injuries, no injuries, leadership, no leadership, bounty gate, no bounty gate, divorce, no divorce. Brady is consistent. He's the GOAT for a reason. 7, count.
Yeah, because
45.
they do a lot of cheating over there in New England to win championships. But that's here nor there.
That's fine.
This year doesn't take away from his career. We're just saying that this year particularly.
Trash.
Are the Bucks not trash?
Yes, the Bucks are trash. I acknowledge that. I'm talking about Brady. Where has Brady been trash?
This isn't a one man army.
I feel like when we say something about the Bucks, you take that as we're saying Tom Brady is trash. And the only reason why we say stuff about Tom Brady is because you keep saying that he's going to elevate this team. Can he elevate an offensive line that is not doing nothing? Donovan Smith holds so much, like literally. Can he elevate that?
Yes. Tom Brady. Yo, I'm gonna give you an example. This last week there was a holding call. Got held back. That touchdown didn't count. He didn't do it again. And that happened with the Chiefs too. But years ago, see, this is the thing. We're not just talking about anybody here. So this team, we can't just evaluate the Bucks as the Bucks without Brady there. Like putting Brady's name on that matters. Look, putting LeBron's name, even now today, putting LeBron's name on different franchises really matters. No, see, you're missing the point. You're not even listening here. Yo, when you put a GOAT player on a franchise, his impact is you can't speak on. There's no word to equate the impact Brady has on any franchise, LeBron has on any franchise. These are GOATs here.
Jimmie, nobody.
So why isn't he changing that team on a win scale?
What do you mean? They
have the same. Fuck the division. I don't care. That division sucks. If they were in any other division, they would be probably the third team in that division. So let's not talk about the division here. Let's talk about the team.
Number one. Makes no sense.
Okay. Why isn't he changing that team on a win scale?
How what do you I don't agree with that. So you asked me a question that I don't agree with.
They're 6 and 7. What do you mean?
Yes, and they're still in the hunt. He's 40. Yo, anybody else at 45 years old wouldn't be in the hunt. That's elevating.
No one else has done it.
That's my point.
But you can't say nobody else can do it. You can't say nobody else can do it if we haven't seen if somebody else could do it. And we're not going to say. But the thing about it is, it's like Brady can't control every single aspect and every single person on that team. And this team has not shown nothing for anybody to have any confidence in them besides, saying, they got Tom Brady. What does that mean? The Lakers have LeBron and they missed the playoffs. Like, nobody's saying that they're not GOATs anymore. They've done what they've done. You can't take that away from them. All you can do is go off of what they're showing you now. And what Brady and the Bucks are showing us now, they're not a good team. They're not probably going to make the playoffs. And you can't keep on saying, they got Brady, so they're going to do this. They had Brady all year, and we've not seen them do nothing.
Let me ask you this: Has anyone said, Jordan's not a GOAT no more because he played for the Washington Wizards? No, he's still a GOAT.
Right, the expectations wasn't there, but you're missing the point. When you have a GOAT on the court, like
how is that not the same thing?
Let me spit, because when you have a GOAT, D-Wade out his prime, D-Wade being on the court matters. Having a shooter in the corner, regardless if he's listen, hold on, let me spit. When you have a shooter in the corner, just because he doesn't get the ball, he still affects the game. When you have a GOAT in your presence, when you have Brady on the other side and you're down, Purdy was talking about, he's over there, so they're affected even when Brady don't play no damn defense. You talking about left tackle. Let me spit.
Real quick. Is Aaron Rodgers not a top QB in NFL history?
Yes, and the sample size in the playoffs is trash. His history in the playoffs over 2 decades.
Why you guys do that, man? Why you guys
because that's fact. Go look it up. No, because that's a fact. Yo, Tom Brady for 20 years has been consistent. Aaron Rodgers for 20 years in the postseason has been.
But you let me ask the question. So you don't keep that same energy when it comes to Rodgers. You don't say, he's a GOAT. If anybody could turn around and get them to the playoff. You just said he was.
He's not his talent is GOAT. Yes, That don't mean nothing. You need everything. GOAT status ain't just about total package. It's about your ability. He has a GOAT ability. Kyrie has GOAT ability. Players have. He's the best thrower of the football. We've said that. That's a GOAT. That's a GOAT trait. That don't mean he is a GOAT. He ain't top 5 quarterback ever. Stop it.
I don't know. I think I agree with Don on this one to where like when we talk about the Bucks as a team, you take that as Brady hate. It's not Brady hate.
Yo.
Brady isn't playing much better than what the Bucks is showing. So he's a part of the problem in that organization.
He's not the first, second, or third, in my opinion.
So it's like you give them a pass.
What's the first problem?
I just said
that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter whether
you
he's.
said I didn't give credit to the defense, but then it doesn't matter that I have the defense as the first problem.
But let me ask you this: Is the defense worse than the offense?
In my opinion, yes.
I don't believe that.
Again, okay, that's fine. Again, Brady affects the game by being on the field. You tremble just because you're down with Brady over there. That matters.
49ers didn't look like they was trembling too much.
Brock Purdy after the game said, "Yeah, my mindset was to continue to press on because you got Brady over there. He can come back at any point in time. That happens. Religion. And if anybody, you should know. Yes, you Falcon fan. I should have worn my Falcon shirt because we own y'all too. You should know that when you're down against Brady, anything can happen. Anywho."
Yeah, man, I can't agree with that, man. Because they got the Bengals. I mean, they'll beat the Cardinals. They got to play the Panthers again, and they got to play the Falcons again. And I said all year that the Falcons are going to steal one game, and we're going to ruin the Bucks' playoff chances. You watch it. Watch. I'm gonna stamp it, and we on to the next topic. On
to the next one, and we call this one. What do we call this one? We call this one Bees, and yes, wannabes. We just talked about a lot of guys who want to be on the GOAT status. Yes, you bad man, Aaron Rodgers. We will break it down. Who is on the trend for positivity? Who's on the trend for sufficient play? Elevating your talent when it comes to poor progression next year. And from there, we'll go to the negative. Who's going to fall off a cliff? They're projecting a lot of people falling off a cliff these last couple of years, and we haven't seen it yet. But who is it for y'all?
Okay, start it off, Jimmie.
Bees and wannabes, Jared Goff is it for me. He is someone who was going to be what he wants to be. This guy is doing it with a lot of adversity. Yes, they were 1-6 and then 5-1. The Detroit Lions. You highlighted them earlier. Jameis Williamson. 2 targets, 1 touchdown, big play. Love it. It's a great sign for him. Mad weapons galore, no defense, but they're working on it. You've seen them take a top pick, Hutchinson, you know how you feel about Hutchinson, but I believe the Lions with Jared Goff, he will do well next year. We will question that trade. The Matthew, the Jared. Jared has been to the Super Bowl. Matthew has too. Jared did it with more, difficulty in my mind against a GOAT. Might add, but neither here nor there. You're talking about Jared Goff with no interceptions since week 9. This guy gets it. And this offense has been consistently a powerhouse offense throughout this entire year. And Jared Goff has shown that with Cooper Kupp, he can make it to the promised land, and without Cooper Kupp, he can make it to the promised land. They were contenders with Cooper, and they made it without Cooper. And I believe Jared Goff with weapons. Who can push the ball down the field. Cooper Kupp was more of a route running gadget guy when he first got him. Cooper Kupp wasn't Cooper Kupp Triple Crown type yet. And I believe Jared Goff with this Lions team, this team with low expectations but with a minimal pushback when it comes from their division for years to come, will be able to do positive things, and he will be who he wants to be.
Don, what you got?
Let me go with the more spicier one that I know Jimmie gonna say sample size. Let me go with I'm gonna go with Brock Purdy. Like honestly, what I've been seeing these last 2 games, honestly, he looked better than what Trey Lance was looking like. And Trey Lance first started this season. Like he manages the game well. He's like a little Jimmy Garoppolo, but that's better, is more mobile, and he just doesn't seem like he lacks fear. And he can throw in the middle. He can make most of the throws. And so I feel like with them going to probably make a deep playoff run, how it's gonna be hard for me to see like them take him off the field for Trey Lance, somebody that has not proven nothing either, and even when he was in there, he wasn't doing anything. So what do you? I just feel like he's built for success, especially with, like you said, all of those weapons that he got up over there. He doesn't have to do much. He just has to manage the game, just has to not make mistakes, and then he still has Kyle Shanahan out there with him. And honestly, the 49ers, they could make it to the Super Bowl, and then we see what happens with Purdy. Like, I feel like he's built for success because even if say some craziness happened where they give Trey Lance a job back, I guarantee you some team's gonna be out there and try to trade for him.
So you think Brock Purdy can make it to the Super Bowl with this 49ers team without Deebo Samuels?
Well, they said Deebo Samuel has a high ankle sprain, so
which is probably like a 4 to 6. That's probably like a 6-week injury.
Okay, so that puts him back around the second round of the playoffs, if that. So, yeah, I think they could beat whoever they see in the first round with ease because they still have that defense. The defense is the key. Like you see, the defense is suffering injuries right and left, but the defense still is healthy for the most part of the key players, and they still have Kittle, they still gonna have CMC, they still gonna have Ayuk, Jennings. I mean, they got weapons. I can get Deebo, but they still got some weapons.
And you think Purdy is going to overtake Jimmy G? So you think Jimmy G's gone?
Yes. Yeah. I think he's gone. Like, as soon as they saw, I think he had a chance to come back before he got injured. And now that the 49ers have seen that Brock Purdy can do the same thing that Jimmy G can do and probably a little bit more, I don't think he's coming back. I think maybe the Jets or the Saints pick him up. Maybe Tampa Bay.
And their top draft pick, and Trey Lance isn't going to play either. Well, he's not going to get the start coming back.
Let me ask you this: If Purdy got you to a Super Bowl, are you kicking him from the starting QB job for Trey Lance?
I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan.
No, I'm asking you: are you doing that? Mind you, Trey Lance has not shown you nothing this season.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd probably still play Trey Lance and keep Purdy as a backup, as a safety valve.
What about you, Jimmie?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. If you take me to the Super Bowl, shit.
Yeah, you take me to the Super Bowl, and you can. If you
ride that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ride that. Like, that's gonna be team drama. Like, you got this guy that just took us to the Super Bowl. Heck, players in their locker room was already saying that they thought Jimmy G could lead this team better than Trey Lance. So what you think would happen now if this man leads you to a Super Bowl? You can't go back. And you could probably get high draft equity if you trade Trey Lance.
I like that point. Because with Jimmy Garoppolo, he's already shown he can take you to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Purdy, there's... Again, yes, I'm going to say sample size. But, the thing is his legs allow what we thought Trey's legs would allow. And that's where the potential for the offense goes through the roof. If Purdy was a pocket passer, I don't think we'd be saying the same. I think Shanahan has a mind to expand this offense to something we've never seen before, and that's with a mobile quarterback. And if Purdy can do that, then that fits the mold when it comes to Trey Lance.
Sky's the limit.
Purdy or Trey Lance. Yeah, get Purdy or Trey Lance out of there. We're going to get assets in return. Or maybe just have, the two quarterbacks or whatever.
He looked better in that system than Lance and Jimmy do, to be honest with you, right now. I get it, it's only 2 games, but...
Better legs than Jimmy and better arm than Trey.
Well, I guess we'll have to see when playoff time comes.
Don't sound like you too convinced over there, man.
I'm not convinced, but yeah, I'll let you have it for now. I'll say time will tell. right? That's what I'm going to leave it at. And my pick is going to be my man, Jalen Hurts. I think this guy hasn't even hit his potential yet. I think he has the potential to elevate his game long term. He's having an MVP season. I mean, he could run the ball, he could pass the ball. He's passing 68%, completing 68% of his passes. Statistically, every single year he's been in the league, he's statistically gotten better. And as far as record wise, he's gotten better as well. We're in an era of that mobile quarterback era right now, and he can do that, but he doesn't even look to do that. He'll throw the ball before he wants to run, and then he also doesn't take as many hits as a lot of these other guys, and he has a bigger body. He's more like that. Yeah, I think he's shorter than Josh Allen, but he's more stocky, right? He could take those hits, and I mean, he's led the Eagles to one game-winning drive versus Arizona, and he's also led. He also led them to a game-winning drive versus the Colts as well. So he's made plays in these big moments. He's played in big games. He's coming from that Bama system. He's coming from that Oklahoma system. This guy's a big-time player, and they got a sleeper in the second round from Jalen Hurts. And Deion said he coming. Jalen Hurts is coming. And watch, he's going to be a top quarterback in this league, top 10.
He already is. I agree. It's on the money, cuz.
I got him also as one of mine. Like everything you said, the MVP level. I got him as he probably will stay in that top 10. It's hard to say where he'll fall at, but probably in that 6 to 7 range. But as of right now, like he probably is the MVP right now. As much as I want to see Burrow win it, but you can't take away from what he's doing. Like, yeah, he's here to stay, and like you said, every year he elevates. The only one thing I do want to see from him is how he plays in the playoffs, because we did see him last year against the Bucks. I get it, you didn't have AJ Brown, but I do want to see that, and also I want to see how he looks next year, because that gives, like, it's like the Cleveland Browns for us. They match up well against us. I believe teams in that division are going to just go out and get particular players that can match up with the Eagles to try to defeat them. And I'm sure y'all know, like, certain teams in y'all division do the same exact thing. So I'm interested to see how they look next year after this season also. But I believe he's here to stay to be a top 10 QB.
For sure.
I like it. And I'm going to get into this guy, Mike McDaniels, because I believe he's going to fall off a cliff, figuratively speaking.
The coach?
Now, yes, that's my guy. Yeah. So, McDaniels, with a lot coming with Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And your appearance in the Super Bowl as a OC. I mean, your trajectory just a couple of years ago was here. Tyreek Hill comes, Jalen Waddle's here, Tua's back, and I think it's going down. Because I don't think he will do what that man Shanahan did and get that run game. I spoke on it earlier. It's the run game. Tua, Herbert, we seen last night. Brian Flores was like, see, told you. Should have been Justin Herbert. And I believe because of that, because they don't have the right guy in place, Tua will be solid. He won't be, a world changer. He won't be what Justin Herbert is when it comes to our expectations and his ability being able to maximize what he has. These Dolphins will need to make sure that defense is stout. These Dolphins will need to make sure a lot is going down. And McDaniels, you and this running and throwing and Tyreek Hill leading the league 2K almost, whatever. We were speaking on that a couple weeks ago. That is a formula that reminds me of those Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry. And Steve Kerr, as a coach, he needed to be able to galvanize shoots about basketball, egos and such. But the style isn't distasteful for a lot of people. It's hard for us to see this style of football win. You're talking about Andy Reid, an elite talent, and even that was very difficult. He's only had one with an elite talent, Patrick Mahomes, the right guy in place at quarterback with that same weapon, Tyreek Hill. And yes, he doesn't have Jalen Waddle, but he has Travis Kelce. He affects the game in a different way. you can argue that Miami's Dolphins defense is maybe a little bit better than the Chiefs defense and what they've been the last couple of years. But the Honey Badger and Chris Jones, they're able to make plays that the Chiefs were able to capitalize off of. The Dolphins, I don't see that happening. I don't see this team with McDaniels as the top guy being able to say, hey, I'm going to hand it off 20 times because we have to. And I believe you have to with Tua. So, McDaniels, I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to fall off.
So you don't think, I don't know what free agent tight ends are out there. And I mean, we have some solid running backs that's going to be in the free agency this year. And I don't know how much cap space the Miami Dolphins have as well, but you don't think his passing attack, I mean, that's where he's leaning on. He's not leaning on run.
Right.
So you don't think his passing attack long term will sustain?
No. When have we ever seen it? The passing the attack is one thing, but the passing attack, you're talking about deep play. I mean, they have a lot of screens, tunnel screens, and things of that nature. But go ahead.
But wouldn't that be more of a thing on Tua than McDaniels? Because I think McDaniels is a great young coach. On my list for the wannabes is Tua. Like, I can't, I can't put the blame on Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels has shown that he's a good coach. He can scheme up some stuff very well. And yeah, I get it. Their run game wasn't on yesterday, but some games, their run game is going over 100. Like they built a whole track star team up over there. So I can't go past Tua and say McDaniels is going to be the fraud, because Tua has proven that he is the fraud out of all frauds this year. Bro was playing at an MVP level. People were saying he's better than Herbert. People were saying he's better than Burrow. Surely.
Finds a way to bring up Burrow every single topic. Burrow comes into the topic.
I brought up Herbert.
Listen.
All I'm saying is,
I don't mean to cut you off, Don, but I can't listen now one more thing to talk about Burrow. But
yo, hey, this how I be feeling about that Brady mess.
I ain't choose the topic. Yo, I don't want to talk about the GOAT. There ain't nothing to talk about this year. Besides that, I believe in shit.
I should have put him as a wannabe.
I could agree with both sides. You know, Mike McDaniels. I think he is from what we've seen so far, he is a good offensive mind. He has a good offensive mind. I think for him, it's about experience, and he needs to scheme it better, because the last 2 weeks, his offense has been getting exposed. And I also can agree with Tua. Tua has to continue to elevate his game. He's played better this year, but the last 2 weeks, again, we're looking at small sample size instead of the full season. The last 2 weeks, he has not played well at all. So both parties need to step it up at this time. But long term, I think Mike McDaniels is going to be a solid. It's going to be a solid coach. Maybe not a head coach. We don't know. It's still early, but maybe he'll go back to that offensive coordinator.
I think he
I don't think.
If anybody moves, it's going to be Tua, because he. Not even Tua, because I think Tua is probably going to be like a top 10 to 15 QB. Like, honestly, like in that, like you said, that Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins range. Like, I honestly feel that way, because I mean, like these last 2 games, teams have been pressing Tyreek Hill and Waddle, not letting them dink and dunk, get down the field because they were scared of them blowing by them, and now they're playing physical with them. And you see, Tua has not been accurate these last 2 games. He's been doing overthrows.
He missed Tyreek Hill on a nice deep post in the middle.
Wait,
I think he missed Waddle one time too.
Did you blame that on him, or did you blame that on Tyreek? Because at one of those, it looked like Tyreek couldn't find the ball.
Nah, I definitely burned out on 2. I was like, damn, he overthrew him. If he let him a little bit more, Tyreek would have took that to the house.
Yeah, so I mean that's my thing. Like Tua, I'm not going to say Tua is this horrible quarterback, because he's proven to me this year that he can be serviceable, but I'm not gonna elevate him to no top five.
You just said he's fraudulent.
He is. He's fraudulent in the MVP conversation, as in saying that
Okay.
he's one of those top guys like that. That's why I brought up the Burrows and the Herberts because people were saying like, oh, he's better than them. So that's what I'm saying. He's fraudulent in that way, but he's a top 10, top 15 QB. You can't be fraudulent and be top 10, top 15.
Yeah, because there are definitely some top 15 right fraudulent quarterbacks in this league.
Kirk Cousins.
Exactly.
Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. I mean,
10? Hell no.
You don't think he could be 10?
But-
I think he could be better than Kyler.
Can be, yes, can. Well, I think the mind would help him be better than Kyler.
Yeah.
But I don't know to be seen. Yeah. And I question Mike McDaniel's mind.
Who else y'all got for wannabe?
my last one is going to be, I'm happy for him. He's in the running for comeback player of the year, but it is definitely going to be Geno Smith. He broke out at the age of 32. Like, come on. Like, I love to see it. I love to see it, but I mean, I just don't see him sustaining the success he has this year for another full season. I think this team is going to get a young quarterback for them to develop and sit behind Geno. I don't see the success sustaining for another year, but I'll give him a full season, barring injury. But after that, I think Geno is back to being a career backup.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be Geno Smith, man.
I can see that. I was gonna say my last one. I'm starting to become like a hate. I ain't gonna say I'm a hater of this team, but I like to talk mess about this team now. My next one, wannabes, them Dallas Cowboys. Every year we hear the same thing about them, and I did some research. They got to play the Bills, Chargers, 49ers, Philly twice, Miami, Jets, Cardinals. Kyler's 2-0 against them. And then however you feel about the Rams, Pats, and the Rams and the Pats, and then the divisional games. I think the Cowboys are not going to have a winning season next year. I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on Dak. I'm not sold at.
Whoa! How you know the schedule for next year?
I
Like, what kind of exclusive? What kind of exclusive? Like,
it's not hard to find out. All you gotta do is just Google. All you gotta do is just Google to NFC South. They NFC East opponents for 2023.
Which division they'll play inside.
And they got to play the AFC East.
You don't think they could beat Kyler once?
They haven't beaten them yet.
That's more reason to think that they would, I think.
Oh, wait. They're only going to play him once. Sorry.
So, they're going to have to play Buffalo. That's an L. They have to play the Chargers. I'm just going to say that's an L because I want to say that's an L. They got to play the 49ers. That's an L. Philly. That's 2 L's. Miami, L.
2 L's?
Yeah, I don't know about 2.
You don't think Philly gonna sweep that?
It's still there. No, right?
Wait. We can't talk about hypotheticals here. We can't talk about next year. Hey, I'm with you on the fraudulent Cowboys because they've been overrated ever since they had Terrell Owens. So
20 years.
So we gonna be done with the Cowboys here. I've been done with them.
I ain't never been on.
I never started.
Yeah. But let's get into this last segment here.
Yeah, pick'ems, pick'ems, fellas. What's the score? What's the status?
After this game just now. That's just weird. That's
a beautiful game out of there. Unless something
that just happened. So the tally right now is Jimmie 24-19.
Ooh, I love that number, 24.
But you only 5 games over 500.
Just speaking of the number, okay? Gosh, 24. I love it.
I'm 33-10. Darius is 29-14.
Okay, I'm creeping up. Well, I'm gonna take the lead this week, man.
Okay,
Sounds like
so
it.
And,
Each
and the
a hoodie.
Cardinals owe me some money, man. And the Vikings.
so we gonna start off with 49ers at Seahawks. It's a Thursday night game. Who you got, Jimmy?
The 49ers. Purdy,
Yeah.
show me something. Gino,
Yeah. I'm gonna take the 49ers as well. I think the Seahawks is kind of on a losing drought right now, so they're gonna take a couple
I'm
L's.
going with the 49ers. Until I see somebody kill this defense, I ain't going against this defense.
okay.
Colts at Vikings.
I'm going to take the Vikings. The Vikings, yes. Awful loss. That's why. Get it done.
Darius,
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings as well. After losing this week, they need to win next week in order to have a chance to hope the Eagles somehow lose a few games these last 4 weeks, and for them to get the bye week because they need the bye week. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
I'm going with the Vikings also. It's Matt Ryan on the other side. That's all you got to say. It's Matt Ryan. Ravens at Browns, and I will lead this off with saying the Ravens. They gave all of us L's last week because we all picked the Steelers to beat them. So I'm just saying, who you got, Jimmy?
I got the Browns. Take them down. That run game. I believe in them. I believe off of L that matters. What you did last week affects what you do this week. And I believe the Ravens, off that win, they're not as hungry against the Steelers. So
Who you got,
take the
Darius?
Browns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns as well. I think Deshaun's finally gonna, get his first win as a Brown, and he played a little better his second game in. So I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping when I told y'all that before I said this team that y'all was gonna switch it to the Ravens because I wanted to take the Browns, but yeah, because it's like the Ravens. Lamar's out. Huntley just got knocked out with a concussion. I just can't bring myself to say the Ravens, especially because I want them to lose. So, Browns. Dolphins at Bills.
The last time I seen this matchup, the OC was banging his iPad against the wall or the desk or what have you. So I believe the Bills have a revenge tour set up for these Dolphins. I got the Bills.
Yeah, if the Bills didn't lose the way they did the first time and Tyreek Hill was healthy, I would have said the Dolphins. But because of
He
the
got
last
time. You can still
earlier
pick
this
that.
year, nah. You're not gonna set me up. I'm taking the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills just for the simple fact of they're gonna be playing in Buffalo. Like Miami has notoriously not played well in cold weather.
Yeah. The Dolphins had heaters
Exactly.
in 55-degree weather in LA. Like, come on now.
Exactly.
Come on now.
All right. So next, Eagles at Bears.
Come on now. Skip this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philly.
Exactly. I ain't even need no explanation. Just Eagles. This one I'm interested in. Lions at Jets. That hot Lions team versus that stingy Jets defense.
So juicy. And Cuz said it earlier, talking about over 25 or 24 points for the Jets is a very difficult feat. But I feel like they will get it done because that defense will keep the Lions underneath 24.
So you
I got the Jets.
oh,
Oh man, I'm gonna go to Lions.
see, I was gonna
go to
do
Lions.
whatever
I
you
think
didn't do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Lions, man.
I'm going to Jets. The Lions defense, like I said, they can be had. Mike White has shown that he can move the ball, and Jets defense is pretty legit. So I want to see if the Lions prove this. Hey, just proved me right in both ways. Because I said they was gonna make the playoffs. So hey, it's a win-win situation for me. Steelers at Panthers.
I'm a roll. I'm a roll with the Panthers, man. I'm gonna stick to my playoff run. You might as well just say the Steelers now, Jimmy. You said the Panthers wasn't gonna win a game for the rest of the year.
Not a damn time. I was wrong last week, but I won't be wrong this week. Get it done, Pickens. Get it done, Tomlin, off of a L. Yes.
That's my only thing is they coming off the L, and the Panthers are literally one-dimensional. I'm gonna go with the Steelers, even though I want the Panthers to win. I just can't not pick the Steelers because they literally are one-dimensional, like literally have nothing. Chiefs at Texans.
Stop it. Chiefs.
Oh, man, the Texans, man. Nah. We're gonna go with them Chiefs.
Hey, you pick the Chiefs. I mean, you pick the Texans and they win. I give you 5 extra points of money.
I'm still going with the Chiefs, man.
Okay. Interested to hear this one. A rookie QB making his NFL start in a Superdome. You know who that is, Darius?
Yes, sir. We got Desmond Ridder, man.
So,
he in the building.
Falcons at Saints.
We beating them Saints. Give me my Falcons, man.
Spit that out.
What you got, Jimmy?
Try again, because the Saints are here to stand up against a rookie with a solid defense, underrated defense. Cam Johnson, Jordan, my fault. Is he playing again?
Yeah.
Not worried about them.
I'm going with the Saints also. I just can't. It's not hate. I just need if he proves me wrong, like that's cool. But I can't. The Saints defense is still pretty good. I can't pick the Falcons and not know what Desmond Ridder is.
Off a bye, I mean, but not.
Cowboys at Jags. Both teams on the bye also.
Come on.
Yeah.
I got the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? I can't believe I just said that. But yes, the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys.
What are they playing?
Jacksonville.
Jags are not consistent. That's why I got the Cowboys. The Cowboys coming off that, really it feels like a loss, but they won. And the Jags, they just won last week, so they're probably going to lose. You know, they're inconsistent. So, yeah, got the Cowboys.
I'm not going to lie. For my upset, I have the Jaguars over the Cowboys. Not lying. Like, the Cowboys have the last 2 weeks, they've shown me nothing to give me confidence that they're.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Jags as well.
See, I should have waited for you to go, so I didn't change your mind.
Yeah, pick the Cowboys, so I get my win, man.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys.
Cowboys. I thought when I start talking, you was gonna say no. I'm gonna go opposite of Don.
Nah.
Okay, this one gonna be kind of hard. You just seen Kyler Murray go out. You got the Cardinals versus the Broncos.
That's very difficult. Damn, that's so difficult.
I'm gonna go to
Russ just got a concussion.
Russell Wilson got a concussion. Dang it, man! I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Sheesh. Yeah, I think I might have to do the same, man. Because I don't even know who the backup Broncos quarterback is.
I'm happy with y'all. I'm happy with y'all pick. I'm choosing the Broncos because the Broncos have a top 5 defense in this league. Patriots versus the Raiders.
I'm gonna go to Patriots. I think the Raiders are done, man.
And do I even have to ask you, Jimmy?
For stats and pride.
It would be crazy if I were to do that on today with this. But anywho, I believe Bill Belichick gets Josh McDaniels. He's here to show him something. Sit your behind down.
Statement.
Yeah, come on now. The Patriots.
I'm going with the Raiders. The Patriots have been proven to be able to give up yards to teams' number 1 wide receivers this year. And there ain't too many better than Devontae Adams. So, I'm going with them. Titans at Chargers. Titans have lost 2 straight. Chargers coming off that win against Miami.
I'm gonna say the Titans. The Chargers lose the games that they're supposed to win and win the games that they're not supposed to. So I'm gonna go with the Titans.
I'm gonna go with the Titans as well. That run game, I believe the Chargers' weakness is in the middle with the linebacker specifically. So yes, the Titans. Chargers things coming.
Bro,
Chargers
I
things
put
coming.
I put the Titans also, but now I'm trying to figure out should I change it because y'all all three of us gonna say the Titans.
Oh gosh, there he goes. So affected. So affected.
Yeah, pick them Chargers so I get my points.
I'll leave it. We gonna win together. Or we gonna lose together. The future goat versus the goat.
I'm going with the Bucks, man. Just
Pat Mahomes.
just because I'm tired of this Bengals talk, I'm going with the Bucks.
Oh wow. Damn, I'm going.
They're probably not gonna have Tyler Boyd and T Higgins.
T Higgins is day to day.
I'm still going the Bengals. I can't believe it.
Now he going with now he going with the Bengals. Okay. The goat was gonna find a way to pull it out.
I will say this. He did say that they was gonna beat the 49ers. They was gonna lose to the Bengals. He did say that last week. I give him that.
We're consistent.
Let's get to the next one.
The Giants at Commanders.
The Commanders.
Y'all know what I said. The Giants. Please stand up. Please stand up. We're talking about Saquon Barkley. You haven't had a good game. You highlighted it, Don. It's time. It is time.
I got the Commanders. They playing in Maryland. Commanders. They was on the bye week. I feel like they done schemed up some stuff, fixed the issues, whatever it was when they played the Giants last. So I got the Commanders. Rams at Packers. Y'all guy,
Monday
guy, Baker Mayfield versus old fraudulent Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not taking none of these guys. These ain't my guys. I'm just here to tell you, Baker. His situation ain't shit. Now, Packers, bad man. I'm gonna take you. Be proud. Be happy. I'm just gonna put. I ain't about to say nothing else.
How you go?
I'm going with the Rams.
Wow.
I'm putting my trust in Baker, man.
Wow. Now, see, that's utter blasphemy. This is when you need to get tense because you're putting trust in them. No, come on now.
Yep.
I got the Packers, man. Baker ain't proving nothing to me. The Rams are really I got a lot of injuries. Also, Jalen Ramsey ain't like that no more. So,
wait, what does that mean?
He not the top. He not the best cornerback no more. I've seen countless times now that the wide receivers are just running all over him, like getting wide open. I don't know if he's top 5 anymore, to be honest with you. You got Surtain. You got old boy with the Jets. Yeah, you got Sauce. You got Big Play Slade. Who else up out here that's good?
Shit, James Bradbury playing like a top 10 corner this year.
That's true.
Who'd you say, Jim?
Lattimore's been hurt all year.
Oh, Lattimore.
That's true, but I want to say White, but he's been hurt all year too.
J.C. Horn has been playing well this year.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
You got the guy from the Seahawks.
But he too young.
Woodland.
No? He
is.
I mean, we talk. I mean, when you talk about but does it change every year? Like, hey, this guy's playing like a top 10 player this year.
What do you mean does it change?
More sample size doesn't allow for the list to change. It becomes more fluid when players are not rookies and such.
Okay, so because Jalen Ramsey is having a off year, does that state, all right, you're not the top guy anymore? Just because he's had one off year. So next year, if he bounces back, he's still a top guy.
But I was thinking this since last year, even when we met them in the Super Bowl, like I was seeing that you could have Ramsey, like he's you can get big plays on him. Like we saw T Higgins get a play up on him. We saw Jamar Chase Hell, we just see.
You know he pushed off on that.
Doesn't matter.
He did.
Doesn't matter.
Nah. Okay. I give you that. It was some bull. It was some bull, but
Jordan pushed off.
should've.
Jordan pushed off on that Jazz defender also and hit the shot.
He did.
I don't hear
That's
nobody.
actually correct. I'm regress.
It don't. Hey, Tom Brady deflate the balls. Hey, whatever you got to do to get the wins.
This is a fact. You should cheat.
Hey man. This was a great episode, fellas.
Real juicy.
This was definitely a juicy one.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Okay.
And remember, Don,
Like, subscribe, leave a comment, fan interaction, just show some love.
Mm-hmm.
yes, sir. Show love, and we will get your questions answered. And until next time,
Oh yeah.
peace.
We out.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slowly get take paper to make paper song. Speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster in the closet.